We are here for our weekly collective intuitive reading. So, welcome everyone. If you don't know who I am Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot. And if you want to learn a little bit more about me, my links are down below. Definitely check out my website, kittensweightsandtarot.com. All right, so we're going to take a look into today all the way through Sunday of this upcoming week. So, full week of messages and information. And I encourage you guys to bust out your decks, bust out your intuition, your downloads, your channeling, so that we can all come together and make this a rich place of readings and messages for everybody who's going to watch this live or in the replay. So, all right, looks like we have some homies coming in. Lisa's here. Hello, Susie. Kayla, what's up? Outcast Oracle, hello, hello. So yeah, we're outside today. It's actually like 60 some degrees. It's a little windy, but we'll see. We'll see how we do. It's not as bad as yesterday, but I'm hoping maybe some of the clouds will clear up and maybe the sunshine will come out. So, all right. Everybody's saying hello, Angela. Hello, how are you? How are you? All right. So I got my solar charger going. We're charging up this baby. I'm gonna go ahead and get a drink of water and let's get started. So, by the way, you guys, make sure that you stay hydrated. Hydration is key. um, Susie, oh, thank you. Angela says, I'm doing great. Love your necklace. Oh, thank you. I got this a while back. It was from some friends of mine that were from India. Hello. All right. So before we get started, let's go ahead and cast our elemental circle. I'm feeling the watery vibes because, well, as we've been exploring and hiking around this land in this area, we've been finding so many rocks and stones that have seashell imprints in them. And actually, I found a lot of ancient seashells. And oh, here comes the sun. Actually, on that note, let's go ahead and put the sunnies on. um, but yeah, so lots of seashells. Sometimes in the layers of rock that you can see that have kind of broken away, you can see where the sands of the beaches actually were. So hey, technically, I'm on beachfront property, baby, up here in the mountains. But yeah, all of this, even the hill that I'm on, was ocean at one point. As we know. So it's just nice to kind of see little bits of evidence of things that are millions of years old. All right, if you hear some popping off in the background, that is James playing around with our targets. And actually, one of our friends that we met up with this week brought us a target to play with. So yay! And as you guys know, the only things that we use our firearms are on targets. So basically just for protection walking around the property. Diamond, how's it going? Let's see, let's go back here. Um, Gadsden Rose. Hello, says I love your setting. Thank you. It's a beautiful day out here. Angela says good to see you too, Susie, and everyone sending everyone hugs and love and light and unconditional love and manifesting everyone cookies and cake. Well, wouldn't I like some cookies and cake right now? Heck yeah. All right. So I have my wand here. Actually, this is something that I got from the Witch's Moon a while back, but it's a lovely seashell that they've put this quartz crystal into. And I'm going to use this to kind of call in our elemental energy. If you guys want to cast your own circle and call in the elements, by all means do so. This is just a part of my practice. I like connecting to the elementals and the elements that are outside of me and also within me. Um, let's see. Angela says, can we add a prayer for all crossed over fur babies today? One of my dear friends in another community like this one lost her cat last month in a really bad way. Exactly, for sure. So while we cast that circle, let's go ahead and also ask that anyone and any fur baby, that has made a crossing recently, that hopefully it was a safe one, a good one, and that they are met by all of the loved ones that have crossed over, onto the other side, and that everybody who is still here on this plane of existence is being met with healing energy and love as they grieve through the process of losing someone they love very much. Okay, so let's call in the element of fire as I feel that fiery sun energy to help burn away that which no longer serves us. To feel the warmth of our fur babies and loved ones, both on this plane of existence and beyond, across that rainbow bridge. Calling in the element of water, which flows not only beneath my feet, but also within our bodies. Water can be felt in our very breath. And allow that watery connection to aid us in our connection with those animals and people and plants that have crossed over, so we may strengthen that connection and be reminded that there are no barriers at all. And as the wind comes in, caressing my hair, calling in that wind energy, so that we may physically feel the embrace of those who have crossed over, fur baby or not, and know that they are still with us. And also allowing the wind to carry away anything that no longer serves us at this time. And grounding into the energy again, right below my feet, my toes, Mama Gaia, terra firma, tierra, the earth, reminding us of our humanness. From the soil we rise, and to the soil we return. All right, let's call in those 4 directions. So starting at the east. I want to start at the east, baby. All right, where all things begin. Lots of beginnings like this live chat today. So calling in the elementals of the east to help us to cast our circle today. Calling in the elementals of the south to help us to cast our circle today. Calling in the elementals of the west to help us to cast our circle today. Calling in the elementals of the north to help us to cast our circle today. All right, our circle is cast. Let our work begin. And so it is. All right, you guys. So let that energetic circle just bloom out, blossom out to any and all directions. Remember that energy doesn't know space or time. So everybody who is watching this, has watched this, and will watch this, let they be protected by that wonderful energy. All right, so let's go back here. Angela says, I just found out yesterday. Aw. Everybody's sending their prayers and healing. Angela says it was her witchy familiar. Outcast Oracle says, Black Tourmaline spirit in Nyx's name, protect and cleanse us all. Lisa calling in Mama Gaia. And just as asking Bastet and Sekhmet to come in and bless us and our familiars, and Michael, Raphael, and Jophiel come to help the energy of the collective. Please, amen. All right. Okay, good stuff. Let's actually, before we begin here, and speaking of some healing energies, which it looks like some folks of ours are going to need some extra healing. Good thing I brought my pre-night with me today. So I have this huge chunk of pre-night with Epido. Hey, Dana! And actually, James and I picked up a bunch of these pieces. This is from Mali. And we are now selling them in Desert Cauldron. So right now they're just up on Instagram. We haven't physically put them in our Etsy shop, but if any of you guys are interested in pre-night, which I think is wonderful for the heart chakra, definitely DM us over on the Instagram at desert.cauldron. But with anything that we sell in our shop, I want to make sure that both he and I work with those tools first. So whether they are crystals or altar tools or whatever they may be, we want to make sure that if we get something out of them, then hopefully the people that are buying them are going to get something out of it as well, some sort of healing energy, or for whatever use it is for their magical purpose. But with prehnite, I found that it's very gentle energy, at least in my experience. James also feels that it has a very subtle energy for him. So for people who are feeling extra sensitive, um, and maybe even rose quartz might be too much, but you're really wanting to work on the heart chakra and work on some heart healing, and possibly opening back up after feeling closed off for quite some time. I think that prehnite is going to be really good for that, especially those dark pieces of epido helping out, helping us to expand, heal, and open up that heart chakra once again. So yeah, that's just my suggestion with prehnite. But like I said, that's just been my experience. So what I do is I meditate with the things that we use. I sleep with them under my pillow if they're not too big, or at least sleep with them in the room, so that and keep them on my person all day long, just so I get a good feel for kind of what this energy is, how it affects me, and things like that. So, all righty. Okay, so let's go back here. Do, do, do. Um, everyone's saying hello, hello. Um, and Angela says, "Oh, it has a natural heart shape on the top." You know what? I didn't even notice that. Heck yeah, it does. How about that? um, and Outcast Oracle also talking about Bastet is Nyx's Egyptian counterpart. Wow. And Maria is here. Hello, Lady Night. Happy Sunday, everyone, she says. And Silver Star Priestess is here. Hello, hello. Oh my goodness. Okay. And I want to give a nice hello and shout out to those that support this channel. So if you are not currently subscribed to the channel, please do consider subscribing. And if you're wondering when my live chats are or when I have videos coming out, click that notification bell. So thank you to all of my subscribers, but thank you to all the people that are also my YouTube members and my patrons. So if you are wanting to look into that or interested in that, definitely look at the links down below. But for my YouTube members, which you'll see them, they got a little colored kitty cat head next to their name. So Susie and Liesel and Heather and Kayla and Jamie Lynn. Thank you guys so much for supporting me and what I do, and supporting this channel, and also to my Patreon homies, which I have different tiers on Patreon. So depending on how you wish to support or what you would like to get in return for that support, I have different things over there. I have like a weekly guidance. It's kind of like a blog. I have monthly crystal grids and meditations, like guided meditations, monthly live chats. There's also some yearly things that I do, some depending on people's tiers, like healings and monthly tarot readings, lots of good stuff. So definitely go check it out. But Surian and Brandy, Samara, Kayla, Jason and Charles and Brian and Jamie, Alexandra and Dana, thank you guys all so very much. All right, so let's see. Let's go back here. And just so that means you should keep that piece for you, Tara. It's Mama Gaia Valentine. Well, you know what? I like that it's hanging out with me for now. And basically all the things we have are like my babies. And then when they wish to move on, then I'll package them up. But in the meantime, I get to hang out with them and heal with them. Nacho Business, what's up? How are you? um, all right. So everybody's saying good day, good day. Okay, I have some good stuff lined up for you guys. Let me just put my little prehnite on my paper here so I don't lose it. Okay, so I have my little notes here, and I want to talk first about our Mayan date. So if you're wondering why I'm talking about the Mayan date, that's because I am a Mayan astrologer. I teach Mayan astrology over at the Leon Mystery School. If you're interested in that and maybe the other subjects that are taught, definitely take a look at that link down below. You can also check it out through my website, kittensweightsandtarot.com. Up in the toolbar, just click on Leon Mystery School for information. Okay, but today's Mayan date is 6 Ben. If ever there was a date for the home, today is like home. Because the number 6 is reflective of all the aspects of the home, our positive and negative reactions, it's our friendships, it's our romantic relationships, it's our material possessions, it's, our health, our wealth, and, all of those different things that the Maya considered aspects of our home. All of those things are within that home. And so if we look at that very balanced number 6, which is almost at the middle of the Tresena, which also creates a lot of balance. We pair that with Ben, which it has a couple of meanings. Ben is reflective of our children, and those children could be, like Angela was talking about earlier, fur babies and familiars, but also it could be our human children. It could be us being the children of the earth. It could be the plants and the animals on this plane. And we think of all of that being within balance. So today is a wonderful day to come back to the heart. I mean, pre-night hello, but coming back into the heart space and being reminded of your home. And if there's any aspect of that home that you feel is in disharmony, then how would you like to go about really working through it today, or at least beginning to work through it today? Not that we're going to heal everything in this one day, but this one day is a beautiful energy to at least begin that healing process in that certain aspect of your home. So coming back to the self, coming back to your home on earth, but also the home in the zip code or the area code in which you live. Wonderful, wonderful day for that. Okay, let's see. Let's go back here. Everybody saying hello. Angela said blessings and hugs to everyone, sending you all a rainbow of blessings today. May all the positivity sent out come back times 1,002, and may spirit gods and goddesses watch over you. Amen. Amen indeed. I also manifest everyone their favorite treats and cookies and cakes so we all eat well and are super happy and can't have a bad day eating your favorites. I mean, how can you have a bad day eating your favorite favorites? You know what? My mom's mac and cheese is still, I think, the best mac and cheese on earth. Is it the most healthiest? Absolutely not. Is it made with Velveeta cheese, which one may argue is not actual real cheese, but still is my favorite mac and cheese. So if I had a bit of that, that would be just freaking lovely. Um, Not your business said, doing great. Just bought a Jasper Kambaba. So excited to meditate with it. Ooh, Jaspers. I love me some Jaspers, super grounding, plus the multitude of colors the Jasper comes in, working with them in the different areas of the chakras, one of my favorite things. Angela said, hugs to everyone from my heart to yours today, sending love and sending light and a rainbow of love and happiness today. That is beautiful. Susie saying, this is a wonderful energy. It is, feels very nice. And Silverstar saying it's 11:16 and there's 16 in the chat. Hey, Angela says, I'm feeling poetic today. If it annoys you all, let me know. No, no, no. I mean, keep it going. I mean, as somebody who was an English teacher, why would I ever deny poetry? I absolutely promote it. So continue with your poetry. Michelle, good morning. Good morning. Lisa says 1717. Girl, that's your regular number. Show is. Angela's like, Velveeta. It is a guilty pleasure. Angela said it's like Cheese Whiz on Philly cheesesteaks. You don't want to know the calorie count, but man, is it good. Dude, I agree with you. Or actually, back in San Diego, I used to eat chili cheese fries. So we had this one like Philly place, even though it's San Diego, pretty far from Philly. But people who were from Philly used to just frequent that place. And they were like, if you don't know what Philly tastes like, then eat at this one place. And it was so freaking good. I don't really know everything that was in the Philly cheese fries or what the calorie count was. And who cares? I mean, it was good. um, Outcast Oracle said, could you please pass a message for one of the viewers here? Um, oh, I missed it. Diamond said, Long Island, New York, what's up? And Lisa said, you remind me, Tara, when someone compliments your cooking, you can politely say, not as good as your mom's. Exactly. Angela said, there's a whole restaurant that's all different types of loaded cheese fries. I saw it on a trip in Michigan. Can't remember its name, but dang, was it good. Dude, guys are making me hungry. I haven't had breakfast yet. All right. So we were talking about the Mayan message, and today, great day for coming back to the home. But as we go into the end of this week, we're actually going to get close to the end of the Trecena, which is the 13-day Mayan week according to the Tolkien calendar. And we're going to be ending with 12 o'clock. So the number 12 is all about reflection, looking back on where our lives have been, where we've been the past 5 minutes, and where we've been the past 5 years, and maybe the past 50 years. It doesn't matter the length of time, but that we at least take time to pause and reflect here in the present moment and to understand how that past is affecting our present moment. Johan, hello from SoCal, OC, Orange County. What up, baby? I used to live in the OC. I used to live in San Clemente. And Kawak is a divine feminine archetype, and it's connected to thunderstorms and water, Koyopa energy, which is akin to the Kundalini energy. But it's all about asking for harmony within that day. So if you're looking back on the past and kind of trying to figure out in the present moment, what is causing things to be out of balance or in disharmony, which remember we talked about harmony today with Six Ben, which is kind of the theme throughout this week. If there's anything that's causing disharmony now, what is it that we're bringing from the past into our present moment that could be causing that? So wonderful day for reflection and again, healing, as all of these days are. And is that a biplane up there? It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a biplane. All right, let's go back and look at your messages. Everybody's saying hello. Angela said, sending love to all the spirit guides, gods, goddesses, and guardians around us today. Respect can still be given regardless of who we praise. Love comes first, and it's what matters. Send some to people. I wholeheartedly agree with that. Let's see. Outcast Oracle says, messages to my knowledge. I didn't send you angry messages. I was reacting out of anger, and since I took my videos down, I apologize for everything. All right, for whoever that is directed to, hopefully they receive that. All right, so let's go ahead and continue with the herb. All of my little green witchies out there, or if you don't consider yourself a witchy poo, but maybe you just like working with herbs, your plant allies, learning to assimilate them with your body, seeing how their medicine can help you and how you can help the plants with your human medicine. But today I brought in hibiscus. All right, so let's take a look at that. You guys want to soak in the hibiscus vibes? Ooh. And just saying hugs to raise the vibes and light today, sending you all hugs from my heart to yours and blessings today. Loving it. All right, so hibiscus, other than turning your tea a lovely shade of deep pink and sometimes red, depending on how long you leave that in. Oh, Angela has a hibiscus story, do tell. But I do love adding hibiscus into my teas. I think that it's really good for adding a bit of heart shock energy. I had that pre-night earlier. I'm continuing with that heart energy. I've just kind of been in a heart healing mood as some of my shadows have been coming up. So I was a little dormant on social media, as I think it's time here and there to take a break from social media just so we can have time to work on our shadows and our healing. And sometimes we might use social media as a distraction. So that's why I ghost sometimes. But yeah, I've been working on a lot of heart healing, and hibiscus, I'm actually going to have some later with my tea. It is good for love, not always the romantic kind, but sometimes when we're working on self-love and we're working on the heart. It's also good for, if you want to go into the romantic love, it's good for some lust magic. It's also good for divination. In the past, some people have burned hibiscus in order to, like hibiscus incense, in order to get into kind of a state that would allow them to connect to their higher selves and to divine more easily. But besides the magical properties and the lovely taste, it's kind of got not it's got a kind of tangy taste. So oftentimes I pair it with other sweet flowers, kind of like roses and things like that, to give it a bit of sweetness, but it has a tanginess to it, which I actually kind of like. So if you are going to make it into a tea, there you go. But just grabbing my notes because I wanted to talk about the health benefits, not just the magical benefits, because I try to take a well-rounded approach. But it has a lot of antioxidants in it, which I think a lot of people know that. And some of those antioxidants are like vitamin C, you got beta carotene. A lot of those things are really good for you guys. Like when you think of beta carotene, you think of carrots and that they're really good for eyesight. So hence it being connected in the magical sense to divination because it's clarity of the eye. So therefore, it must have clarity for our third eye as well. Um, but it also helps with lowering blood pressure, cholesterol, if you're working on your health in that way, helps fight inflammation. If people use it in weight loss teas and things like that, it's also really good at fighting bacteria. Also, when it comes to promoting liver health, some people are on a lot of different types of medications, and there's side effects to all types of medications. And so people that are wanting to keep their kidneys healthy or their liver healthy might just add in a little bit of hibiscus flower to tea, just to kind of counteract some of those effects from their medications. So just a little FYI. Okay, let's go back here. Everybody's saying yummy, yummy. Lisa says, I'm really into my plant babies now. Hibiscus looks divine, darling. Heck yeah. Janine, hello. How are you? Okay, so Angela has her hibiscus story. It says hibiscus was being taken care of by a fairy princess who didn't want her work. She was supposed to sew their little center into their heart and pricked her finger and got angry with the flower. Ooh, from the pain, and the flower forgave her and helped her feel better and happier in her work instead of getting upset with her. And from then on, she always took care of the hibiscus and helped others do their jobs they needed to do with a happy heart due to the lesson it taught her. Aw, I love that little story. That's so nice. Um, Outcast Oracle says, my friend Hannah lives in Hawaii, home of the hibiscus. Yeah, actually, one of my uncles and the other person moved out, but one of my uncles still lives in Hawaii. Silver Star says, I've been doing the same thing, healing, so I haven't been on media because I do use that as a distraction too. So I feel that. Yeah. Because sometimes James is like, he notices when like my social media time starts to increase. It's like I'm posting all the time. And then he kind of brings it to my attention, like, what are you avoiding right now? And so a shadow did come up. Actually, I don't know why. It was like an email shadow. Like I didn't even know I had shadows in email. Like what? But an email shadow came up, so I just took that time to kind of take some time off of social media. So don't worry, I'll be posting again. Just need some time to recuperate and recharge because if I run myself ragged and then I tell other people to work on self love, then I'd be a hypocrite. So I want to make sure that I practice what I preach, baby. Let's see. Everybody giving lots of love. I'm totally digging it. Lisa says, with honey sounds lush. Dude, with honey is, I think, the best. Susan said, beautiful messages. And Angela, beautiful. Janine said, Susie, you look very familiar. Maybe I see you in another Tarot Tuber live. Just subscribed. Yay! Angela says, what you can do is open a writing program and write out what's bothering you, then delete it to release that energy. That is actually a really good idea. This is just something for those who are tech savvy witches. And Susie said, Janine Barnes, thank you so very much. I've done a live or two on Tara's 5D panel. Speaking of the 5D panel, what a beautiful segue. There is part 2 of that 5D panel coming out this Wednesday, so in just a few days. So tomorrow we have a channeling coming out. We channeled this land. So we had a spokesperson for the land that we live on, and we had some very eye-opening messages that weren't just for us because we live here, but it was messages for everyone. It was for the collective, just coming from our land that we live on. So definitely go ahead and check that out. Our walkabout, which is just a chitty chat of everything spiritual, that comes out on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday is part 2 of that 5D panel. And that one is talking all about our unique spiritual practices, because there's, on Instagram, they have these like beautiful, bougie looking like spiritual practices, witchy practices, beautiful altars. And there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody does their spirituality in whichever way. But I feel that sometimes some people may feel that their practice isn't good enough because it doesn't look pretty, on Instagram, or other people aren't doing this particular practice, so maybe it's not good enough. So we're kind of talking about our own practices. They're unique, meaning that most other people probably don't do the same things that we do, and just kind of why we do those things, things that maybe hindered us in the past, and why we decided to let go of certain practices. So definitely go check that out. Okay, so let's go back to your messages here. Silverstar says, exactly, Tara. I had the same conversation with myself. I don't want to be a hypocrite. Exactly. And Lisa said, part two, calm. And Susie said, I love your channelings. Thank you. And hey, if you guys want to check out my channeling playlist, go ahead and do so. Outcast Oracle said, Tuesday, I'm going to Springfield to turn in a form that will hopefully erase my supposed debt. Wish me luck. Well, definitely lots of luck sending your way. Oh my gosh, it's the first butterfly I've seen this spring. Oh, it's too small for you guys to see if I turn the camera around. Oh, it's coming here. It was a flyby right past the camera. Oh my gosh. That means transformation. New things are blossoming, not just spring, but to me, that was a big transformative message for you guys. Oh my gosh, that was so cool. I was like, oh, how do I get them to see it? Butterfly's like, I got this. um, Not your business said, love from France. Looking forward to the channeling. Hey, hey. Actually, my best friend was in France not too long ago. She actually lives in Belgium, and so she visits family out there. It looks beautiful. My uncle, who lives in Germany now, he got to go to the French countryside. I'm just like, France is one of those places that I need to go visit someday. I just want to visit the whole world, actually. Yeah, I want to visit the world. Oh, that's probably what I said when I came to Earth. I want to visit the world. Take me to Earth. Susie saw her. Oh, yay. Dana said, OMG, I love that. What a beautiful message. Outcast Oracle says, I've seen a lot of butterflies lately. Perhaps you're going through some transformation then. Um, Diamond said, Susie, Silverstar, and Liesel, thanks for the readings. Our energies with Aries and Pisces and me connected by air element and crow spirit. Wow. Outcast Oracle saying that Brian is part French. Very nice. And just said, Flutterby, love, painted lady, butterfly, symbolic of change, transformation, and the divine intervention, and protects our spiritual loved ones, must have heard us calling on them. Definitely. Johan said, hopefully our government will transform soon. Haha, I am with you on that one. All governments, I think. Um, and Janine said, Tara, how are your cats? I'm the quirky Brit who sends you that card from my sister's cat a few years ago. I remember, I still have it, by the way. Well, Wally and Loki still live in their home in California and San Diego. And I left them with their dad when I moved out here to Arizona. It was just kind of this understanding that it would have been really hard on either Wally or Loki, and I didn't want to separate them. They're brothers. Oh, the butterfly is back. Hey, baby. Hello. Are you going to come on the camera again? Huh? That's so awesome. The butterfly's just like doing a little thing over our heads. But yeah, so when my ex and I separated, we just kind of, he's a really good cat dad. I couldn't think of a better person for my kitties to be taken care of by. And so he's taking care of Wally and Loki while I'm out here. So I know that they're in good hands. Let's see. Diamond says, we're both recognizing one another by small gestures and symbols. Wow. Or Outcast Oracle said, just a second, my phone is dying. Switching to the computer. No worries. Angela said, butterfly, hello. Blessings. Okay, you guys, let's go ahead and get into our forecast. So let me put those down. And I'm going to maybe unzip my sweater a little bit. It's a little warm out here. Okay. I don't know if it's going to be too cold to take off the whole sweater, but we'll see. Okay. Alrighty. Ah, that's better. Let the sun on my skin soak up all that melanin. Okay, so I have a few decks here. If you guys want to go ahead and grab your decks, this is the part where we're all going to just maybe bring down some messages. And I like a whole like group's worth of messages. I think that those are the best kinds that when people watch the replay, maybe it's something that you said or somebody else said or something that I saw in the cards, it's really going to help somebody out and help guide them throughout their week. So I have my Wally's World Oracle, speaking of my kitties, my little Wally here. And if you're interested in Wally's World, the link for that is down below. And actually, I have a Wally's World to be sending out very soon. Actually, tomorrow we're going to be going into town, I think. So, all right. So, Wally's World. I also have my Connected and Free Oracle. And for funsies, the food fortunes. I know we were talking about food earlier. Well, this one's a fun deck. And then I have the Enchanted Tarot, which is kind of it was like their second or third edition. I used to have the first edition of the Enchanted Oracle, but I gave it to a good friend of mine who was my opera singing teacher. And so now I have this big one, so I think it's going to be really cool for our readings today. All right, so let's see. Let's take a look into the forecast. Let's bust out the food fortunes. I'm feeling cheeky. But yeah, you guys go ahead, grab your decks. Let me know what you're working with, or if you're going to be just direct channeling or pulling down some stuff from your intuition, let us know. All right. Um, Superstar says, you are just so beautiful. Big heart vibe. Angela said, I need some lunch. I'll see you all in a few. I'll be slinging poems when I get back instead of cards today. That's even more perfect. So I love it. Poetry, divination, and messages. All right, Outcast Oracle is back. Silverstar said, how fitting with the message of the beginning. um, and then Lisa says, I've got the Mists of Avalon Oracle, which is a beautiful deck, by the way. Tonight, I've doused them with my pendulum. All right. Outcast Oracle, grab the Blessed Bee cards, the Goddess Power, and Spirit of the Animals. Those sound like wonderful decks. Actually, I think I still have my Blessed Bee Oracle deck somewhere, but I think that's a gorgeous deck. Okay, so let me pull these out. I love using this one. To me, I don't quite use it like a tarot deck. I more use it as an oracle deck, but it's funsies. I mean, it's all different kinds of food. And you know what? I think food, we can get a lot of good messages from our food because, depending on the food that we're eating or the things that we're drinking can kind of tell us a lot about our energetic state, our mood. Oh, hello, butterfly. I see that you're back. Well, welcome. You're welcome to stay. Okay, so let's pull a few cards for the week. Oh, and just as I take off my sweater, the sun hath disappeared. Ain't that just how it is? All right, Jeanine has the Spolia Tarot. One tarot just popped out, so we will check it out after the others. And Dana said, I love the deck, so fun. All right, so let's pull a few cards here. All right, looks like I got two there. Let's pull one more. All right. I'm just going to put the cards I'm not using back in the box just in case they do blow away. I don't want that to happen. All right. We have the Italian gelato. Outcast Oracle pulled Japanese goddess Yuki Onna representing stillness. Very cool. Diamond says, you are all awesome. Susie, Silverstar, Lisa, keep on keeping on. All right, so we have gelato. Maybe some of you are eating gelato today. Actually, I very love gelato. When I had some in Italy, it was my mission to find some good gelato in San Diego. Couldn't find some that Italy could make. I was like, what? Okay. And this would be more akin to the Two of Wands if you were going to use it as a tarot deck. All right, and then we have the New Englander. We got some clam chowder there, which I used to love clam chowder back when I used to eat meat. And we have the Ten of Swords here. And then we have the delicate one. Hello, angel food cake with strawberries. Sounds like something I want. And this one would be more like the Seven of Wands. Okay, so let's put these together. Gelato and and New England clam chowder and angel food cake. Huh. What a unique combination for this week. We have a couple of sweets and something very dense and heavy, but also delicious. Let's see. Outcast Oracle said, first French, now Italian. If someone pulls a Scottish card, you'll all get Brian's ethnicities. Aw. um, Lisa said, King Arthur's strength, uh, Igraine, feminine power, and the dragon, Pathfinder. Whoa, that's quite the energies for this week. Okay, so let me dive into these. Okay, so just as I was talking earlier about the Mayan messages about today being 6 Ben, ending the week in 12 Kawak, but everything is all about harmony or trying to create, to the best of your abilities, harmony and balance within your life. But that does take a bit of us pausing to reflect on what is actually out of balance. You know, in the world where we're being pushed to go, 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 which is a very masculine energy, and which means there's nothing wrong with the masculine, but again, everything in balance, balancing that out with the feminine energy as well, divine masculine, divine feminine, which are energies having nothing to do with gender. And so when we are just pushed to go, 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 we don't offer ourselves that time to reflect. So when things are feeling out of balance, you're getting sick, you don't know why you have migraines or, you know, whatever is going on, it just seems like things are spiraling. It's because we haven't given ourselves time to reflect on what's actually going on, what is creating this chaotic energy, or what's creating a world in front of me that I don't feel that I would like to vibe with. I want to change that vibration. So we have to figure out what is out of sync with the vibration that you want to have. And so with this week, we have to take a look at the things that we're using to cover. And we may not do this consciously. Actually, I have a good feeling that we do a lot of things subconsciously. So what is it that we're trying to smother, you know, either not literally with food, like with heavy foods or hearty foods and sweets, but more Silver Star and I were talking about social media and what ways are we covering for taking a look at the balance in our lives? In what ways are we covering for our healing? And it's not that we don't want to heal, but for the ego, it seems like a scary prospect, because remember, the ego is always like, oh, I want to protect you, but the ego doesn't always have the best foresight because it doesn't have that intuition, which our higher selves do. And so it can only rely on the past. And if it wants to keep you the way you were in the past, that's the only way it knows how to live. And so it'll do everything it can to keep you distracted. Like, oh, hey, why don't you go do this? Oh, why don't you go clean the house instead? Or why don't you, you know, do this and this and this? Anything that's being used as a distraction so that we don't heal. Because if we heal, we might become a version of ourselves that our ego doesn't recognize. And that could be a scary prospect. So let's take a look into the areas in which we're covering for our healing. You know, maybe it's in keeping ourselves busy, but to the point where it's unnecessary. Maybe it's, I just decided I needed to clean the house every day this week unnecessarily. But we tell ourselves that, oh, it was necessary because it's been so dirty or dusty lately. And, you know, we figure out ways for it to make sense to ourselves. But let's not go that route. Let's stop, pause, meditate, go inwards, and find out where all of this to do listing and media, social mediaing is really coming from when we are doing it in an excess. So, taking a look at our excesses. All right. Let's see. Let's go back here. Do, do, do. Janine got a reversed king of coins, Leo cards, and the fool. Are you a Leo, Tara? Actually, I am. I have a Leo in my North node. Um, and actually, James has, where is his Leo? Is in his rising, I believe. Yeah, I believe he's a Leo rising. Yes. Or Aries. You know, I have to double check. He's one of those fiery ones. Susie said, I pulled the Earth Fairy, physical health, grounding, and foundations. Susie said she has beautiful brown wings And Silverstar is driving to work. I'll be lurking for a few. Well, lurk away, girl. Lurk away. Be safe. Outcast Oracle got Yuki Onna again. So I guess we need to be still for this transformation. Very nice. Michelle says, I'm seeing lots of us are going through transformations. And this week, for many of us, that energy is fully forming, coming together. And then it will release and integrate into our energy body. Beautiful. Outcast Oracle said I pulled a clarifier and got the Navajo goddess Spider Woman representing co creation. And actually, the land that I am on is Navajo. I am in Navajo County, or Diné, as they is the actual name. But the Diné used to live here, and actually, that's Anna, who's buried behind me. She was Navajo or Diné. So that is so cool. Let's see. Everybody talking about awesome messages. Superstar says the car in front of me, the license plate is 17. Oh my gosh. And it's 11:44. Oh yes. So Susie, yes, because Susie has James's chart. So yes, James is a Leo rising. Okay, so I was right the first time. Very cool. Johan is Leo moon, but introvert. And Diamond said, Susie, 2 cards, Ace of Wands and the Tower. Ooh, well, you know what? The Tower has actually been coming up for me a lot lately as like things to come and things already happening. And I'm like, bring it in, bring it, bring me the Tower, baby. Because that's sometimes the only way things can be built even better is to have them crumble. So I'm all for it. Sometimes I'm not for it in the moment, but my higher self is all for it. Let's see. And then Susie telling Diamond that it makes sense to her. Wee, yes, the Tower. Wee. Diamond said, waiting is over, new beginnings. Exactly. Okay, let's go back here to our little notes here. And take a look at some of your other messages. Dana says, I love Tower moments too, sometimes. Exactly. Sometimes, yeah. And I would say that, yeah, there's a lot of shadows coming up. Partly this area is really good at bringing up the shadows because it's like intense healing and transformation needs to start taking place, like twofold. Like it needs to ramp up the pace. And so it's like, yeah, we're doing the healing, we're doing the thing, but now it's like, all right, now double time. Come on, everybody, let's bring down those towers. Feels like a workout. Do I hear a workout live chat coming on, tarot workout? We haven't done that in a long time, by the way. Dana said, oh yeah, loving the tower moment. Outcast Oracle said, I pulled from the Blessed Bee deck and got a blessing on your intuition. Yes. Diamond saying, you're very welcome. All right. So speaking of things transforming and changing. Oh, Michelle, thank you. She's talking about my necklaces. Yeah, one of my friends who is from India, he and his wife picked this out for me. I love it so much. Dana said, super intense energies where you are, Tara, beautiful and transformative. Yes. Oh, yes. Susie said, the Raven magic coincidence, synchronistic events. Yes. And tarot workouts. So, yeah, I think maybe I got to do that maybe sometime again in the future. But basically, I was pulling tarot cards and we were using the tarot cards to figure out what workout move to do next. And it's mostly just a chance to have fun, play around, get our heart rates up, just be silly, really. I wouldn't really take it as something super serious, like we're gonna get pumped today. But more like to have fun and just move our bodies in a way that's fun and enjoy lots of enjoyment for us all. Raise the vibes. Okay, but I want to get into our special question because we were talking about transformation, the tower, all that good stuff, the butterfly that had been hanging out here for a while. And the winning, I say winning question, but really I think all the questions, I mean, I would say they're all good, but I mean, maybe I'm biased because I came up with the questions. So, okay, my opinion doesn't matter, but but yeah, the winning question based off of the YouTube public poll, the YouTube member poll, and the Patreon poll came out to a message from the GFL, which is the Galactic Federation. Regarding DNA upgrades. So, a message from the GFL regarding DNA upgrades. All right. And you might be wondering, like, what are DNA upgrades? Some people have been feeling very odd lately in their bodies, like having weird, like aches and pains, or all of a sudden becoming, having an adverse reaction to something they usually eat a lot of, and now they can't eat any of it. Diets changing, palates changing, energy changing, and with no other, let's say, 3D cause, like there's no 3D cause for this ailment to occur, or this or that, oftentimes can be traced back to an energetic change, or maybe even a DNA upgrade, that the physical body is actually shifting and changing to match its vibrational frequency. So let's ask the GFL kind of what all that is about, because I think that definitely, James and I can only speak for us, but and our friends that we've heard from, but I think we're going through a big upgrade process, because normally we're both very healthy people. I mean, we're always trying to, eat the best that we can, for our bodies. We're always trying to listen to our bodies. We're always trying to go out and get some exercise, walk around the place here, go hiking. But like all these weird like things were happening with our bodies. My lower back, my fingers, I guess it's a lot better today, but only my fingers have been swollen, and only certain fingers, not all of my fingers, not my hands. My hands are not swollen, my fingers, not my teeth, or not my feet, not my ankles, nothing else on me is swollen, just certain fingers. And I thought maybe I was having an allergic reaction to something, so I like straightened up my diet. I was trying to figure it out. And when I went inwards, it was a DNA upgrade that was happening. James has been having some stuff going on as well. So yeah, let's pull some cards on that. Let's tap into the GFL. Um, let's see. Let's go back and see what your messages were. Um, Susie said it was wild. The tower is wee. The Outcast Oracle says my premature arthritis has been acting up because of the weather. Oh, you know what? We were talking about hibiscus earlier. I know it's not a probably going to cure all the arthritis, but it might at least alleviate some of the inflammation that does cause arthritic pain. So I don't know if you want to have some hibiscus tea later. I don't know, might help. And she said my teeth as well. I've been dealing with caffeine withdrawal and headaches. Uh, that's odd that you're speaking of teeth, because James's teeth, some of my good friends, they've all been talking about, even those that aren't, like, I have friends that are like super woo woo, and some of my friends that are like the furthest thing from calling themselves woo woo, but all of their teeth are hurting. And there's nothing wrong with their gums. They've been to the dentist, but they don't know what this tooth sensitivity all of a sudden is coming from. So that's interesting that you mentioned that. Susie said, I had an anxiety attack yesterday, but it passed. Yeah, I've been having, normally I don't have a whole lot of issues with my PVCs and my tachycardia, but it's been kind of like up and down lately. Michelle said, my doggo has been having IBS issues, and her arthritis has been really acting up too. So it's been a rough couple of months. Cat today. Outcast said, I need my wisdom teeth removed, but I can't afford it. Yeah, the internet is kind of popping in and out. The internet's just been kind of weird today, so I wasn't quite sure how this live chat will go, but well, hopefully it'll be okay. Okay, so let's use the connected and free oracle. Dana's teeth too had two crowns fall out. Interesting. And there is a lot of symbolism with the teeth too. Um, what was it? The teeth, well, like the reason sometimes people call them wisdom teeth is because it is supposed to be connected to not really our age, but that our teeth is connected to our intuition and our understanding, um, and it being symbolic of when things are shifting in that particular realm of understanding in our intuitive realm. Also, in terms of like losing things, not really losing our teeth, but like something being removed from our life. Sometimes teeth can represent that as well. So very, very, very interesting, I can say. Interessante. Dana said, I don't have tooth pains, but they just came out. I've had that happen though. I've had a crown in the back just like pop out while I was flossing. I was like, oops. Diamond says you've been working on a long-term relationship involving emotions with a partner who expressions flow. Silver Star said, okay, at work, I get to pull cards with you all. It's raining, so I have to wait for it to stop. We're supposed to have maybe a little bit of rain actually on Wednesday. I heard like 2 drops on the RV this morning, and that was it. All right. So let's take a look into a message from the GFL regarding DNA upgrades. I might actually just throw the sleeves of my sweater back on um, because the sun has disappeared, my friend. Okay. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Make sure not to bat that microphone. It was like, poof, poof, poof. Dana said both the crowns are on the left side too. The feminine side, your intuition, very interesting emotions and feeling. Silver Star says, I brought 2 decks with me, Messenger Oracle and the Wild Unknown. Very nice. Okay. Let's get into that place. A message from the GFL regarding our DNA upgrades. Message from the GFL regarding DNA upgrades. Again, using the Connected and Free Oracle. All right. Looks like we have our card. Again, I'm just going to put these back in here because I don't want them to get lost. Outcast Oracle says, one spirit of the animals card flew out, the ladybug representing good luck. And Susie loves ladybugs. Oh, I can't wait in spring for the ladybugs to come back. Ooh, sensual expression. But here we have the lotus flower blossoming under the earth, which looks like it is the nucleus of an atom. Awesome. All right, so let me dive into this and what the GFL is trying to say. Okay, so whatever it is that we want to call that life force energy within us, that spark, that divine spark that gives us life. Some people call it the Kundalini energy, kind of like that awakening into our true essence. According to the Maya in Guatemala, they would call it the Coyopa energy, which is akin to that. It kind of looks like a serpent, but it's that awakening to one's true form and not being blinded by the very dense 3D world that we live in. And so when it comes to those DNA upgrades, it is saying that because we live upon the earth in this realm. You know, we're multi-dimensional, multifaceted, so we actually reside in different realms at the exact same time as well. But this realm that we're dealing with, the earth is vibrating differently. It's shifting because our vibration is changing. But it's kind of a catch 22 because our vibration is changing, the earth's vibration is changing. So it's a co-creation that's going on. You know, one really isn't quite happening without the other. And because that is happening, what they're trying to show me is sound. If you guys have ever been to those science centers that they have for children to kind of understand how sound works and vibration, um, I was being shown the science center in San Diego that I used to go to, and there was a big brass bowl, kind of like a ginormous singing bowl, and it's filled with water. And when you rub your hands on the side of this ginormous brass singing bowl, the water begins to vibrate and there's sound that's emitted from it and there's frequency. And so now the water is changing, its actual structure is changing because now there's like ripples going on in it. And it's our human cells, what we're putting into it is now changing um, what that water has to offer. And so the GFL is saying, take a look at that as if that were Earth. You know, if somebody were rubbing on the ginormous singing bowl full of water, which is us, the earth, you know, we're all within this. And it's creating this ripple effect, this vibrational effect. Then those that inhabit that planet, whether they be human, they be animal, they be plant, they be mineral, whatever it is, they're going to have to change along with that vibration. So it doesn't matter what DNA you came into this life having, DNA can shift and change, and it is changing at this time. So, although it is good to take care of your 3D form, you need to also take care of your energetic form because as above, so below. So if you do feel like something is out of the ordinary, something is off, like all of a sudden I'm having leg pains. I've never had leg pains before. I don't have any explanation for these leg pains. And let's say you went to a homeopathic doctor, or you went to a Western doctor, or whatever it may be, and they can't find an explanation for your leg pains. Or maybe they do, but whatever remedy you try to do for these leg pains, it's not working. When you go into that energetic body, when you go into the higher self, you notice that the leg pains are not a result of some external force in the realm of the 3D, but more an external and internal force in the realm of the energetic. And the GFL is saying this is not something to be afraid of, but more something to try to understand that when people talk about frequency, it's not just some fluff in the air, that it has a real physical effect on the body. And this is a lot of people, no matter what their spiritual beliefs are or where their consciousness lies, are coming into that physical interaction with the energetic. So again, they're saying take care of your physical body, yes, but also make sure that you're taking care of the energetic body as well, going inwards. And they're saying we can already tell what's on your mind right now. What are these upgrades for? They are for you to be in better alignment with where the earth would like to be. You are children of this earth, no? Then you must be in an energetic alignment with her. All right, dude, I love that. So interesting. Okay, let's see. Let's go back here. Um, Outcast Oracle pulled another spirit of the animals, horse representing freedom. Ooh, horse coming up a lot, actually. Diamonds, one card from the Oracle and two from the Wild Unknown deck on this new blooming relationship. Ooh. Silver Star says, okay, I pulled from my Oracle for this. Be vigilant and share your thoughts. The first card, things are transforming internally. We can feel the connection on a soul level as well as a foundational one. That's beautiful. Not your business. I don't know why, but the birds seem pretty agitated these days. A lot of them running in circles where I live. Frequencies are shifting. It's interesting. Here too. I mean, the birds have been like really in our face, like, hey. And I thought it was just me because like I connect to birds so well, but like I've been hearing from a lot of people, yeah, that the birds, that air energy is like trying to tell us something. You know, they're a form of communication. They're saying communication's coming in, check in. Silver Star said, second card, share your thoughts with others who understand what you're going through. You think it's singular, it's more energetically happening. As we change, the more you communicate, you'll find that the others feel it too. Wow. Susie was saying, yes, it is so sad. I hear, is it the 5D towers? Oh, perhaps it could be that as well. And all the, I would say, chemtrailing that's been going on too. Angela said, back everyone. So much love and hugs for you all today. Blessings to tarot cards and chats. Love and light. Same to you. Outcast Oracle said, I pulled a card from the goddess power, the Chinese lightning goddess Li Si, representing revelation. Lisa said, white heart alignment. Yes. And then Diamond said, lined up very well. It makes sense. I dig it. Angela said, so since Tara is our reader and she's awesome, well, thank you. She gets a poem today. You do so much for all of us, Tara. We need a bigger word than thank you because there's so much more to say. We love you and we're all glad you exist. Thank you for being here today. Amen. Well, thank you. Thank you. That Thank you. It feels very, very good. Oh my goodness. Well, but you know what? It wouldn't be a lovely chat without you guys. So, it's 50-50. Angela said, now one for Susie she spreads so much love and light. She just walks into her room and the energy turns so bright. We can't thank her enough for spreading love every day. Aw. Angela says, we're so glad to know you, Susie, and we're so glad you're with us today. Amen. Angela's like, blush. Well, dude, I'm blushing. Okay, wow. So much positivity in here today. I'm digging it. Okay, so I have something for our viewers' choice today. Um, and I thought it would be funsies to vote on these two things. Okay, so if you don't know what the viewer's choice is, well, I read you two questions. If you love the first question, I ask you to vote with a red heart emoji or type the words red heart if you don't have access to your emojis. If you like the second question that I mentioned, vote with a green heart emoji or type the words green heart. Okay, here it is. So, if you want to have a message from the light body today, go ahead and vote with a red heart. If you would like a message from the shadow body today, vote with the green heart. And before we get started on that, I want to mention something that Michelle, who's actually in the chat today, had mentioned in, I think it was the 5D panel, part 1 comments. And she was bringing up when we talk about negative polarity or shadow side or our darker selves, that sometimes there's a negative connotation that's placed on the word a shadow or the word dark or the darkness and things like that. And just from in my own personal spiritual journey, from the energies that I've interacted with, they said that everything in the world is of a positive, neutral, and negative energy or vibration. And it's our point of view and our human experience that tells us whether something is good or bad. And oftentimes we have been taught as a society, and sometimes from our parents, that when something is dark, it somehow takes on a sinister nature, that somehow it is malicious. And I don't believe that that should always be seen as so. That when something is considered dark or shadow, it doesn't mean it's bad. When we say we're doing our shadow work, we're not saying we're looking into the bad part of ourselves, although some people may view it that way. I view it as the part of the self that's kept hidden, the part of the self that's not always revealed in the conscious mind. So therefore, it is a shadow. It is a dark part of ourselves, just like we have a light part of ourselves. But in all essence, it's just a part of us. It's all a part of us. So, okay, let's go ahead and I'm gonna do a little Jeopardy music and we'll do some voting. So, red heart for the light body message and a green heart for the shadow body message. All right. Angela says, you make the world so bright. Keep smiling. It lights up the world. Silver star. Keep going in all you do. Don't forget you're a star and we love you. Amen. I agrees. I agrees. Dana said, always feels like friends catching up on Sunday lives. Angela said, sorry, the one took me a minute to formulate fully. Hey, no worries. Okay, so here we go. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. All right, looks like we have some votes. If you haven't yet voted, go ahead. Remember, if you want a light body message, red heart. If you want a shadow body message, green heart. Diamonds, Tara, 2 cards, 7 of coins, and the 10 of coins. Yeah, baby. um, Silver Star says, I keep dropping cards under my seat. You know, I've been doing that lately too. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and count up your hearts. Let me go back here. I'll start with red first, and then I'll count up the green hearts. Okay. All right. So Janine has a red heart. Susie has a red heart. Lisa has a red heart. Dana, double red heart. It's still red heart. So that's 4, Angela has a red heart, so that's 5. Okay, let me count the green hearts now. Let me go back here. So Michelle green, not your business, double green. Kayla green, Silver Star green, Outcast Oracle green. Let's see. Okay, so guys, if you want to go back and help count, but I think it was 5-5. I think that's a tie. Okay, so let me go check again. So I'll start with green first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then red hearts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 and 5. Diamonds the current beginnings. Create more new beginnings in the long run. Family structure within finance. Thank you for the message, Diamond. That is beautiful. I appreciate it. Um, so it looks like, it seems to me, what Spirit is trying to say, that we need a message from our light body just as much as we need it from our shadow body, because we need both and we need to acknowledge both in order to stay in balance. I got you. I got you. Okay, so I'm going to use Wally's World on that one actually. Angela said, some fights can't be dodged and it's okay. That means you have allies behind you to help you get through it. And it may not be tomorrow or today, but everything will be okay. Um, Says, I love summing up cards with poetry. I love it. Outcast Oracle says, I originally picked both. All right. So yeah, let's get one from our light and our shadow body. I dig it. I understand. We need balance in that arena. We need to acknowledge both. You know, as much as we acknowledge our light self and fluffy rainbows and unicorns, we have to acknowledge the shadow part of ourselves, the parts that we are scared of, the parts that we keep hidden. They're not necessarily bad. It's just that we sometimes have a hard time acknowledging them. Maybe there's a lot of healing that needs to be done with them. So the shadow side needs just as much love as our light side. All right, Wally, help us out, dude. My little Walito, my little Puma. Mama needs your help. Okay. All right, let's see what Wally has to say. Okay, so a message from the light self. And this image actually was taken by me. This was in Roma, in the Vatican in Rome. And then for our shadow side, we have this beautiful image that was taken by a member of our community named Cosmic Creeper. This is out in the UK, a beautiful place she loves to go meditate where there's lots of ducks and birds. Which reminds me, here the little girl's hair is blowing in the wind, so a lot of air energy going on with these two. So we have our light body and we have our shadow body. Angela said both sides need some love. Hug some shadow, hug the light. We have two sides, and it's okay. Someday we're love, light, and glitter sometimes, dragon flames, shadows, and spite. Don't let either run wild. Keep balance within the two, and you'll feel much better day to day. It's true. Yes. Kayla loves the cards. Silver Star says, okay, I'm going to have to work again. Just found out there's nothing here for me to work on today. Yeah, get off. I don't get many Sundays off. Yay! Go home, girl. Rest. Dana said, wow, I can't wait to scoop of this deck. Yay! um, see, Outcast Oracle says, I missed one of the messages. Well, they're flying by so fast. Oh, and our butterfly is back. Okay, so let me dive into these. We'll go shadow body first, or sorry, light body first. So I'll let you guys dig into this image here, and then we'll go shadow body. All right, so light body first. Let's go, Wally. When we open up the doorways of our heart, it's often sometimes easier to see what already has light cast upon it. Sometimes it is talents that we've already cultivated. And when we utilize those talents, we feel confident. We're utilizing our light in that particular way. because we are comfortable in using those talents. We've used them for a while. And when people compliment us sometimes on those talents, we can accept those compliments because we already see so blatantly that that is something that we are good at. And I feel like I need to go into the shadow self because it's the whole message is together. But it's what's beneath the surface, just like in this beautiful lake here or pond. The things that it's harder for us to see. And because it may be harder for us to see other talents, we tell ourselves that we're no good at them. And we keep that narrative going. And we keep that narrative going because we are afraid that if we try a talent that we don't have full confidence that we have yet, we're afraid to fail. We're afraid to fail others and afraid to fail ourselves. But this is where the light body comes in. The light body then casts light onto that particular shadow body. And at first, the shadow body may run and scatter away, say, no, don't look at this. I'm not good at it. Someone told me way back when I'm not good at it. I tried it once. I was made fun of. I can't deal with that again. But the light body is reminding you of the talents that you already have. And at some point, you didn't know you had those talents, yet now you just accept them as part of you. And you accept the compliments that come with them. You accept what you're able to do with them in order to help others. So it's time to bring this shadow into the light. What is it that needs healing? What is it that is covering those particular talents? Are we covering it with the words of society? Are we covering it with the words of a time we were embarrassed? Are we covering it with situations that made us feel less than? This is where the light and the shadow help each other. The shadow shows you where your talents are, but where those talents are being hidden, the light shows you that you can bring it to the surface and how you can bring it to the surface. So not only can you receive healing compliments to the shadow, but also you shine brighter compliments to the light. So next time you're working on your shadows, thank your shadow self. Thank you for showing me what I am afraid to show others. Thank you for showing me that I have talents that I don't yet recognize. Thank you for showing me that what's in the past does not dictate my present. And thank you, light self, for showing me that I can heal, that I can bring these to the surface, that I can integrate this into my present moment. Thank you, light, and thank you, darkness. All right. Woo! I can dig that. Let's see. Let's go back here. Miss some of your messages. Um, Angela sending hugs to Silver Star. Silver Star says, I meant lurk. I'm sorry. No worries. Angela said, since Flutterby keeps showing up, they can have a poem to Flutterby, little angel bug. It's so good to see you. We're so happy to listen to the messages you bring. We gladly accept your blessings and hope to see you and your friends this spring. Amen, indeed. Outcast Oracle. Okay, I'm going to type the Blessed Bee message again. All right, thank you. It says, I got a card from the Blessed Bee deck, a blessing on a battle that cannot be avoided. Darkness does not always equate to evil, just as light does not always bring good. Beautiful, how poignant. Angela said, the shadow and light are two sides of the same coin, like a reflection in a mirror. Neither need to be broken or destroyed. They need to be balanced and befriended, dear. What we don't like, we try. Lisa said, the beautiful pond card speaks to me particularly as it's photographed in the UK. Angela said shed away, but that doesn't mean it's not there. It sits within you and it festers. Give it a chance to come up for air. Embrace both sides of yourself and give them love and care. They'll help you conquer your ego and your life and find balance there. Amen. Dana said, wow, beautiful message. These are beautiful messages. Wow. And thank you guys for giving your messages as well. I think that I love to see actually how they all connect. Outcast Oracle says, I use the goddess power to choose a light and shadow cards. Light card equals the goddess Lizzie. Shadow card was the goddess Gaia. Wow. Gaia's been having a lot of her shadows coming up actually. But that's good because the light is casting, well, light onto Gaia's shadows so that Gaia can heal too. And because she's shifting and changing, remember that message from the GFL about our DN upgrades? So because she's doing her shadow work, we're feeling it too. So therefore now we feel our shadow work. Her frequency is changing, our frequency is changing. She's feeling some growing pains, we're feeling some growing pains. You know, it's all interconnected. And I think that we do need to embrace that light and that darkness. Because if we keep running from it, what are we ever going to learn from it, you know? So, and Susie was saying, Michelle, that is powerful and resonates. Michelle said, I've been doing similar work, releasing limiting words and mindsets, as well as realizing I don't have to be the best to do something. Also, even if I'm good at something, I can let others do it too. That is beautiful. Yes, you know, and Susie was mentioning something earlier about, you know, our spells, the spells that we cast upon ourselves, the words that we use, you know, the way that we speak of ourselves is a type of spell casting. You know, if you say, I suck at math, I'm always bad at math, you have just casted the spell that keeps you forever stuck in the mindset that you will never, ever be good at math. If we say, you know, oh, I'm just that way. I'm socially awkward. I don't, you know, because I'm saying, you know, I do that too. Like I always say, oh, I'm socially awkward. I don't do well speaking like in large groups. Like I don't mind YouTube, but like when I'm in a group of people, I feel really awkward. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to act. And I'm casting a spell on myself that keeps me in that frequency of feeling awkward, not knowing what to say or how to act. So I prevent myself from feeling comfortable in those situations. And I try to create a different spell for myself the other day because we were having a friend of ours come visit. And although he's a friend of ours, I like talking to my friend. But sometimes when my friend is physically there, I get like I don't know how to talk like in front of people. You know, and he brought his daughter and everything. And but I told myself, you know what? I'm going to have good conversation. I'm going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot to talk about. I'm going to share, you know, my ideas on things, and it's going to be great. You know, and I try to cast that spell. I am going to be a wonderful communicator tomorrow when we hang out with my friend. Although this was on Wednesday, it's like tomorrow I'm gonna, you know, do this, and I'm gonna, you know, da da da. Da. And I tried spell casting myself in that way, and you know what? I had a wonderful time with our friend, and I didn't feel awkward at any point. I felt like the words were just flowing, and it's all because I spellcasted myself differently. So definitely think of your words, you guys. Outcast Oracle said that Gaia is Nyx's sister. Wow. And Dana said one doesn't exist without the other. Integration of both brings an immense healing. Angela said words cast spells. That's why it's called spelling, don't you know? But if you cast spells, you can break the ones you place. It's simple as right words and affirmations you know. And Dana said 222 just passed, just like my butterfly over here. And Outcast Oracle says, I did the same thing for you. Your light card is Goddess Lizzie. Your shadow card is Goddess Kali. Dude, Kali is my girl, Kali Ma. Heck yeah. All right. Okay, you guys, we've come to the part of our chat where we have our super chats and our healing to do. So what super chats and super stickers are if you want something that's a little bit more personal, like a personalized card pull or a little intuitive message for you, you can send a super chat or super sticker, and I will do that now. I'll pull those cards for you. But otherwise, we'll go on to our healing. I'll take us through a little guided meditation. I know that at the beginning of the chat, there were some people talking about some fur babies that have recently crossed over. Actually, I got some messages of other people saying some fur babies had crossed, as well as our humans, our human forms crossing over, shedding that body. that 3D body. Now they're fully light. So I think that it would be good for us to, um, I guess, open ourselves to the point where we feel that connection with those that are no longer on this physical plane. I think it would really help in a lot of people's healing processes. So I would like to do that. Dana, all right. Thank you. And Kayla, all right. A message from Eco, you got it. I love that little boy. All right, so Dana, let me know what question you have, or if you just like a message from the higher self. Let me know. Let me know. I'm going to bust out my enchanted tarot here. Michelle said, I love the idea of spell casting, Susie and Tara. It's an easy way for me to remember what is happening. Yeah, because I notice that it happens a lot throughout the day. James will say something and I'll counter it with, I'm not good at that. I can't do that. It's like I literally have just put a hex on myself that I can't do something. I'm like, what am I doing? All right. So let's go ahead and pull some cards here. Starting off with Dana. Um, let's see. Let's see. Susie was saying, "Oh, Dana, thank you." Everybody just saying hello. Dana says, I've been seeing 777 lately. Guidance, please. And who's sending me the 777? All right, you got it. Angela said, since words cast spells, I'll cast one now for you all. You all are amazing. You are loved. You all have all you need and some to share. Your shadow and light are balanced, and I love all of you. That is beautiful. All right, Dana, let's tap into this. The 777 that you're seeing, like what guidance is there on this and who is sending this? All right, so let me tap into you and your little butterfly higher self, your little fairy higher self, kind of goes along with the butterfly I've been seeing. Rhythm. Okay, before I even pull a card, I was hearing what I thought was like marching, but it was more like kids at the playground, that kind of marching where, you know, uh, like sometimes my friends and I, we would try to stomp and clap at the same time, and we'd sing our songs like da 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 da. We'd stomp our feet and we'd clamp our hands, and it was in this rhythm, but we all had to be in line with that rhythm, otherwise the song doesn't sound really good and we all sound like we're just stomping and clapping for whatever, but it when we're all together, when we're in sync, we have this rhythm. Okay, so let me pull a card. Who's sending this? But the 777 is, to me, the message or the guidance on that is being within a rhythm of something, falling in line with that rhythm. And you're in that rhythm when it sounds like harmony. Sometimes it sounds like music, but there's a flow to it. If you've ever heard a song that is just slightly off, where the singer is kind of missing the the intro, beat, that the guitar is making or the piano, then the whole song sounds off because the singer isn't singing in time with the music. So it's like, you're in the flow because the rhythm feels good. It feels like music in sync. Okay, so who's sending this? What the heck, man? That was a lot of cards. Okay, can't read all those cards. So we'll have to shuffle again. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. Lost half the deck there. Okay, let's do that again. Oh, the High Priestess. The High Priestess sending that to Dana. So let's tap into who this High Priestess is. Dana, you're sending it to yourself. That's literally you sending it to you. So it's your higher self, but it's also your future self. And the only way to get you to acknowledge what they're trying to say is to send you something that will catch your eye, which is synchronicity. And for you, that's numbers. So it's like sending a code into the past, which is our present, but actually also our future. So Dana of the future, but also Dana higher self, is saying, get into that rhythm, get into your rhythm, make that music. You know it's right when it flows just like a song should flow. Nice. All right. Dana to Dana. Wow, okay, let's go back here. Missed some of those. Um, Susie says, also one word to contemplate sentence. What are we sentencing ourselves to? Love it. Um, some you guys conversating together. It's beautiful. Angela said, while things may start out discordant, you'll eventually get in the swing energy, get shift and change so can you. It's funny thing when you realize how easy it can be to stop fighting and go with the flow and follow the waves of energy. Nice. Susie said, big message from spirit. Dana was like, wow, high priestess. Susie saying Dana is the high priestess. Outcast Oracle got the sea otter representing happiness for Dana. And Dana's like, Tara, I got goosebumps. My future self came through. OMG. Says, I have goosebumps all over. Wow, wow, wow. That is so cool. Outcast Oracle says, you're welcome. Dana said, that couldn't have been more on point. My future self came through as mighty Dana. All right. Oh, and Heather, yes, thank you, thank you. A message from my higher self, which is the avian. Bling. All right. Okay, so let's go back to Kayla. She wanted a message from Iko. Let me just double check on that. Yep. All right. So let's get Iko all up in this. Source says, that's beautiful, Dana. Wow, I love that. All right. Let's tap into Kayla. Again, thank you, Kayla. Just pull in Iko's energy. Okay, Kayla, before I pull a card, I don't know if it's because there were so many people talking about little fur baby kitties that had crossed over, but Iko is surrounded by cats at the moment, and it seems like he feels responsible for all of them, like a bunch of little kittens or something. So he's like, okay, no, you can't go there. It's like he's trying to herd cats at the moment, like trying to get them all in a little group. But the cats are just, cats do what cats do. So they're all over the place. They're climbing up on him, and he's just like, oh dear. um, what an interesting image, little Iko. Trying to put all the kitties together. Okay, so what message do you have for your mama? Message for your mama. Ooh, Queen of Swords. Okay, let's dive into this one. Okay, the kitties are actually your thoughts. And Iko's saying, well, he's saying, well, I guess you can relay it then. How difficult it is for me to, you know, try to get 10 kitties in a circle. Imagine try to get 20 kitties in a circle. One wants to go this way, they're all independent, they all want to go this and this and that. And Nico's saying that oftentimes with your own thinking, it's like having kitties in the brain. You have one thought that wants to go this way and wants to go all into this. You have another thought that wants to go over here, and they're all independent of each other. And they're all just, sometimes it can be a little chaotic. And Eco's like, instead of trying to put your focus on each one of those little kitties and like, oh no, 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 let's come back here. No, I gotta get all these thoughts together in a row. It can be maddening, to the point where we feel exhausted, we feel sometimes migraines coming on, sometimes suffer from headaches or just too much on my mind. I gotta take a break. And Eco's like, it definitely can feel that way, especially if I was trying to put all these kitties together in a little corral. Eco's like, I could do that. Or I could say, do what you will, kitty cats, and I'm going to go over here and rest because it's so tiring for your dog to try to put all these thoughts together. And it's so much easier for him to go over and do what he wants to do, which is he wants to meditate or he wants to take a nap. And he's saying you can do the same thing. And when you feel like your thoughts want to run around here, here, and there, then you say, you know what? I can't corral all of these thoughts right now, or I don't want to corral. It's very draining, it's tiring. So, thoughts, you go do what you want to do. I'm going to go meditate right now. I'm going to do something that is great for me. I'm going to do something that makes me happy. For Eco, it's taking a nap. That's what makes him happy. At the moment, he's taking care of himself. And more importantly, he's wanting you to take care of yourself. So, if you feel your mind kind of running off like that, where you want to like catch every thought and you want to go down every alley with every thought that you have, know that it's very draining on you. And it's time to take a break. Say, I'm going to come back to these kittens or these thoughts in a moment, or maybe tomorrow. But for right now, they have overrun my mind and it's not helping me. And for me to try to corral all of them is going to be a fruitless venture. So I'm going to go do some self care. I'm going to go take a nap, or I'm going to go meditate, or I'm going to go, we were talking about desserts. I don't know, go make some angel food cake or something, because that's what I want to focus my energy on right now. I don't want to focus on the bazillion thoughts that are running through my head. And tomorrow, maybe I'll give my attention to one kitty and spend my time with that one kitty. And so Eco is just saying that would hopefully help you with some stress, and racing thoughts sometimes that tend to keep us up at night. That hopefully would just be helpful. All right. Let those kitties go wander elsewhere. Let's see. Let's go back here. Silver Star says, don't surprise me with you, Dana. Angela says, cats are cats. You cannot herd cats, not even with tuna. Exactly. Outcast for Kayla got deer, representing love to you. Aw. Kayla said, thanks, Susie. I always feel him with me on Sundays during the live. Kayla saying thank you to Outcast Oracle. Angela said, climbing up and climbing down, crazy energy, full of love and full of light and a little insanity. You don't have to get all the ducks in a row. It's okay if you have cats and they run everywhere. Kayla said, Eco doesn't mind me of, does remind me of a deer sometimes. Angela said, rather than stopping them from running, let them run positively and follow them there. Amen. And Silver Star 1234 on the clock, 1234. Susie pulled joy for this entire chat, number 37, which is 10 coming together. And Outcast Oracle for Kayla got the rainbow goddess, Iris, representing communication. And Susie said, it looks like Tara's land. Oh, Dana, thank you. Angela said, whoa, the fire energy for real today. I lit my Lily of the Valley candle, and it's a big jar, half burned, and the flame went up and was dancing an inch out of the top a minute ago, and it toned down. Wow. Kayla said, this helps so much. Thank you. You are very welcome. And Angela said, but wow, you all brought some fire. Susie said, Kayla, that was very empowering. Dana said, it keeps popping in my head. Is there a message from my daughter? All right, we will definitely check on her as well. Silver Star says, I kept hearing take one step at a time. Very nice. All right, so let's go back to Silver Star. Silver Star had a question, a message from my higher self. Avion, blue avion. Heck yeah. All right, here we go. from one blue avian to another. Okay. Let's tap into Heather's energy. Again, thank you, Heather. Okay, before I pull a card, Heather, it was interesting. Your higher self was obviously putting on an act, so I would get a particular message, but it was showing like, here I am, I'm this beautiful blue avian, I'm a bird, and actually I can hear the ravens and the crows that are up above me. It's like, yeah, yeah, wants to fly, and then it falls down. And it's like, oh no, I can't fly, and feeling, really down on itself, kind of feeling sorry for itself. Oh, I can't fly, and I hurt my knee. Oh, my knee hurts, and then it picks itself back up again. It was like, obviously that was a show, right? That was an act, right? I could fly if I wanted to. I have wings. Um, so just kind of showing that sometimes Heather, you might limit yourself by telling yourself you can't do something and then focusing on anything but what is going to help you go to the next level, the next thing. And so in this instance, your higher self was showing like, oh, I can't fly, then falling down and focusing on the hurt knee instead of what's causing a bird to think that it can't fly. Let's really look at that. So the knee being a distraction from that. Okay, so let's pull a card then. Ooh, the devil. Okay, let's see what your higher self is trying to say here. Okay, your higher self, by the way, is very straightforward and to the point. Like, really doesn't sugarcoat anything. So I'll try to say it in the way in which your higher self says it. So your higher self is saying that oftentimes you will intentionally limit yourself in something as kind of like the devil card, kind of holding yourself back on purpose. Like, let's take, for example, what your higher self was trying to show me with the flight. Like, you can fly, this, but certain shadows come up, certain low self esteem, um, limiting ability, that type of thinking, oh, I can't. Um, Putting ourselves in the more victim mentality, that it is all these outside circumstances that are making me feel bad about myself. And I just can't. I can't. Because sometimes it's comforting to be I feel sorry for myself and I'm sad that I can't do this. And your higher self is saying you absolutely can, but what is going on in the self that it's needing some comforting? And why does it feel comforting to feel like you can't do something? Is it because there are some self limiting beliefs that are in there? And when you say, I can't do this, it feeds into that belief, and therefore it feels soothing and it feels good to say, I can't. Oh, every time I try, I can't. And the higher self saying, we got to work on that, like double time. We got to go in there because those self limiting beliefs are not helping you with your ability to help others and to shine. You have so much to offer, so much to give. You can literally take flight like the bird that you are. But the programming that's in place is trying to keep you. There's literally something there that is trying to keep you from your higher purpose, from your higher self. And your higher self says, and if we're looking at it that way, there's literally something that wants you to think you are something that you are not. Wouldn't we want to get rid of that? So let's get rid of that together. And let's say, thank you for whatever put it there in the first place. Thank you for teaching me the lesson that I am capable of a lot of things, that I am more than I think I am. Thank you for putting that hard lesson there. Thank you for putting that shadow in there so that my light can cast it onto that shadow so that I can see the talents that I have, but I'm scared to see them at the moment. And we're going to use your shadow and your light to bring them to the surface to help you grow as a person. And this is going to be very healing for you. You're going to start breaking free of a lot of those shackles. Maybe this week, maybe this month, maybe this year, but it's going to happen because you've already put the intention in. Now let's do the follow through. All right. Dude, dude. Nice. Okay. So let's go back here. I missed some of your messages. Da, da. Do, 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 do. Janine was wondering about a card. Sure, we're doing super chats and super stickers. So just like you saw where it lights up like in a color, the super chat or super sticker, those are the people that are doing the one card pulls. Outcast Oracle said, Silver Star, Heather, I felt called to pull 3 goddesses for you. You got Hecate, Aphrodite, and Mother Mary. Thank you, Susie. Angela said, not sure if this song means anything to any of you, but the song Love Someone by Lucas Graham has been in my head all morning, feeling the need to pass it on to all of you. Oh, thank you, Susie. Susie is asking Janine if she would like her to pull a card. And Silver Star is saying, Janine, she's doing super chat questions right now. So if you want to donate, she's happy to pull a card for you. I sure am. Silver Star says, like me, I'm not Willy Wonka. Long hair, skinny eye toe. Hello. Kayla. Hey. This is paying it forward to whoever has a question. Thank you so much. That is so sweet of you. Susie pulled Janine a card, the bee. It flew out. Luck, industrious, sweet victory. Angela's saying, that's so nice. Silver Star says, yes, I know I do this to myself. I recognize I was making excuses for myself while lots of shadow work. I'm still working on self-sabotage. But you know what? Your higher self is one strong cookie. So she's there to help you out because she is you. Kayla said, you're welcome. Can't believe I've been a member for 7 months. Thank you so much. Silver Star said, absolutely, yes, on point. Thank you so much. Susie said, Kayla bought 1 extra for whoever. Janine was first. Okay. All righty. And Janine said, yes, let me look for your super chat, Susie. Oh, thank you, long hair, skinny eye toe. All right, so let me go back and make sure I didn't miss anybody. So we got Heather, and then we were on to Dana again. Dana had a wanted to see. Hold on. It keeps popping in my head. Is there a message from my daughter? All right, so we'll take a look into your daughter, Dana. And then Kayla was paying it forward, so I guess it's going to Janine. Janine was the first. And then we have long hair, skinny eye toe. All right. Okay, so Dana, let's just tap into her. So tapping into Dana's daughter, who is still in spirit. Okay. Dana, your daughter was actually showing me a Cabbage Patch Kid in a little red and white, like polka dot dress. And your daughter was showing, you know, when you're little and you have a stuffy or a dolly or whatever, you take care of it the best you can. You know, you if its face gets dirty, you try to wash it off. You make sure that your stuffy or your dolly is with you when you're having imaginary tea, or you're making a mud cake, or you're climbing in a tree. The doll is going with you everywhere. And your daughter is saying, imagine that that doll is you, your human self. And the one that's running all over the place, making the mud cakes, having the little tea parties, dressing it up in silly fashions, climbing trees with it, that's the higher self. The higher self is having a load of fun. But if the doll were to, let's say, try to hide itself from that higher self, that child, the doll would cease to have fun. It wouldn't be able to go out on all those adventures. It wouldn't be able to get a little dirt on its face or twigs in its little dolly hair. It wouldn't be able to lose a doll shoe along the way for others to find of the journey that you had. So your daughter's saying to start looking at the toys that we have as children, the toys that your son owns, and start looking at the toys as the human self, and what the higher self is doing with that human self. To the toys that we love the most, and how when we're children, we'd do anything to take care of our stuffed animal or our dolly. And if it ever got hurt, we'd ask our mom or our grandma or our dad or whoever to help stitch it up. My doll lost a shoe, what do I do? I tore my dolly, I want it to get fixed. Why? Because the higher self always has the best intentions for you. It wants to take care of you. It doesn't want to see you get hurt, but it also wants you to see adventure. It wants you to have fun. So your daughter is just saying, enjoy the ride. You are the dolly. And your higher self is just taking you on an adventure. You guys are climbing trees at the moment. You're building forts. You're trying to get into the clubhouse of the boys only. You're having fun. Enjoy the fun. All right. I think that's a good message for all of us from your daughter. Oh my gosh, that was a good one. um, let's see. Oh, you guys were helping each other out there. Let me scoot up a little bit. Let's see. Susie said, Janine and long hair, skinny eye toe are next. Okay. Angela said, you're so sweet. Long hair, skinny eye toe. That name makes me giggle in a good way. um, Susie said, woo, so hard to keep track. Janine says, am I being thick? Is your super chat? Okay. I get it. You guys are trying to help her out with where to do the super chats. All right, Janine. Outcast Oracle says, I'm exhausted. I need breakfast. Be right back. All right. No worries. Definitely go get some sustenance. Lisa said, oh, that's beautiful. Dana said, wow, Tara, what an incredible message. Okay. You are very, very welcome. You're very welcome. All right. So let me just go back here. So Kayla had kind of put it out there for like to pay it forward for somebody. And that was for Janine. But then Janine also got a super chat, I believe. And long hair, skinny eye toe. So Janine, long hair, skinny eye toe. And Janine again. All right. Okay. All right. So let's go with Janine first. So it was Janine who actually got it from Kayla. Kayla was kind of paying it forward. Then long hair, skinny eye toe, and then Janine again. So Janine, if you had a question or anything, like it could be a general message as well. Sorry, I was just scrolling through your comments there. And you know what? I need some water. Remember, hydrate, people. Hydrate. I'm sorry, there's like hair in the microphone. All right. So yeah, Janine, let me know if you want a general message or you had a particular question. It could be a message from the higher self, which is fun too. And I'll continue to use my enchanted oracle. Angela said, so glad I was able to make this. You are so lovely. The vibe here is always so great. Thank you, Angela, for your poetry. I enjoy it. All right. Just waiting to see what kind of question Miss Janine has. I'll just get these cards all shuffled up. Outcast Oracle says, okay, I'm back. It takes a minute to cool down. Cool yourself down, girl. Oh, wow. And the winds pick up and the sun is out. Yes. My kind of day. Um, Angela said, oh, I'm glad you like it. I love writing it. Um, you can, hold on. You can screenshot it if you'd like, any of you guys. Ah, Janine says, as I picked red heart, please, general message regarding seeing the light. So your light self, of course, of course, of course. And Angela loves writing poetry to make others smile. All right. All right. So, Janine, a message from your light self. A message from your light self. All right, Janine, give me a moment to tap into you. Okay. All right. So, let's go ahead and pull a card. I was just kind of connecting to you and your energy. And Janine, you know, it was so interesting when I was just kind of the way I see your energy. It was like almost like a lady sitting like old times, like 1930s ish around there, like 1930s, early 1940s, of like a lady sitting next to her radio, and it's just playing like, you know, like big band music, like swing music, and she's just like, yeah, having herself a good old time. Okay. All right, a message from the light self. Oh, hey. All right, Janine, we got justice. Talk about light self. I love the image here. All right, let's dive into this one. So, Janine, what your light self is asking you to do is to look into your discernment. And when we're discerning, we often have to connect to our higher self in order to have the discernment that's in alignment with us, what is for our best and highest good. And so, as you're going along with your day, let's say, like today, and you come across some information, could be any information. Somebody says tomatoes are better than potatoes, or what you're going to have for dinner, or should I go into town today or should I not go into town today? Your light self is saying this is a wonderful opportunity with the light that is being presented to you, to things that are very clear to you, and start looking into why you're preferring, let's say, tomatoes over potatoes or vice versa. Why you feel like you want to go into town today or you don't want to go into town today. Why you like having a particular food for dinner today or not. And start figuring out why we are making these particular choices. And this is where the discernment comes in. And the more you become cognizant of the mundane type choices, the easier it is for the times when you have to make the more difficult type choices, because you become more present and more aware of the choices that you're making and why you are making those choices. So the light self is saying, start off simple. Let's start off with what you want to have for dinner. Let's say all you want to have for dinner is a salad, something light. Why do you feel like something light? Could it be that energetically you feel a little heavy or you've been feeling weighed down? So you just want something light, something that will pass through the body easily and effortlessly. So then we have to look into, well, then why have you been feeling heavy lately energetically? Why have you been feeling drained? And we go back from there. But at least we're more conscious of why we're making that decision. Something as simple as, I want to have a salad for dinner. So that later on, let's say when you have to make a more tough decision, maybe you want to make a big move or the family's asking you to make a decision on something. Now you're more in tune with your light body and the direction in which you want to go and why and where particular answers are coming from or the choices that you make are coming from, so that you have more clarity when you finally do make a bigger decision. You know what to tap into instead of feeling confused or anxious or I don't know what to do. You've become so present and so cognizant with the smaller decisions that now the bigger decisions are much easier for you. All right. All right, Janine, I hope that helped. Let me go back here. Doot, 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 doot. Janine says, okay, missed that one. Silver Star says, definitely makes me smile, sweetheart. Love your poetry. Um, all right, so, and then long hair, skinny eye toe. So yeah, so Janine got one from Kayla, and then Janine got one for herself, and long hair, skinny eye toe. And then we have the Outcast Oracle. And Jill said, ah, blush. That makes me so happy and smile to hear. Yeah, Susie, I miss Billy. Billy hasn't been here in a while. I hope that she's doing well. Now, Outcast Oracle would like a reading from her higher self. Will do, will do. Had $9 left in the account. Well, here's to abundance flowing in. Susie said, yes, Tara, appreciate all of you as I do you guys. Um, okay, so Susie just wanting to make sure, because technically Janine has 2 readings. Then we had Long Hair, Skinny Eye Toe, and then the Outcast Oracle, which is Caitlin. And I think that's everybody. All right, so Janine, you have a second question coming in. So go ahead while I'm tapping into your energy while I still have your energy here. Yeah, so if you had a second question, since one got donated to you as well, let me know, or maybe we could just do this one as a general. And then, yeah, we'll get on to Long Hair, Skinny Eye Toe, whose screen name I absolutely love. And then we'll get to the Outcast Oracle. Angela said, sending so much love to the spirits on Tara's land. Thank you all for taking care of her. We love Tara, and you all to stay safe and take care of her and her family. Okay, amen. Yes. And Susie said, abundance. Yes. Okay, on that, I'm gonna have a little bit more water. I can't wait for you guys to hear that channeling tomorrow. I'm excited for that one. All right. So we'll just get the cards all shuffled up for Janine's part 2. So part 2 for Janine. And then we'll get to our other 2 peoples, our homies. And then we'll go into our healing, getting us connected to the realm all our loved ones have crossed over into, so we can work on that healing, so we can bring those pieces of ourselves back into the whole together, so we don't feel that separation. I think that'd be really good for us. Calling in my help from pre-night. So yeah, Susie was just wondering if Janine, if you are still there for part 2 of your reading. I could actually go on to long hair, skinny eye toe, and then we could circle back to Janine. So long hair, skinny eye toe, if you had a particular question, let me know, or if you wanted me to do a message from your higher self, or maybe you had a general question, let me know. All right, Janine said, a card for how I can move forward positively in my life. Been stuck for a long time. All right. And then long hair, skinny eye toe said, could you please give me a message from the higher self? Will do. All right. So how I can move forward positively. Okay, so you've been stuck. All right, Janine, here we go. Let's pull a card here and just reconnect. Okay, before I pull a card for you, Janine, the first thing I saw was somebody trying to walk forward, but they had like a rope or something attached to their ankle. And it was like what they were trying to pull, the kind of like the ball and chain. The ball that's on the end is full of the ideas and the way things should be. Like in the past, I learned that everything should be like this, that my life needs to look like this. I was told that this is the way life needs to look like, or this is how I should be feeling at this stage in my life. Um, and it's like every time I see you trying to move forward, you're trying to pull those beliefs with you. It's like it's dragging behind you. And of course, it would be really hard to start sprinting or even go into a more comfortable gait or walk with all of those getting pulled behind you. That no, 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 this is the way life needs to look. Oh, no, no, no. But we need to look at who programmed that ball and chain. Like, where is that coming from? Is that stemming from the beliefs of your parents, where they said this is, kind of how life works out. You have your 401k, or you have, your social security, have a retirement fund. When you have a job, you should be making this much by this age. Um, you should have by this age a home, and you should have 2.5 kids, or and a dog, and kind of like this almost leave it to beaver kind of look. Like it needs to look just like this. And even in school, being taught that, yes, that's what a successful life looks like. It needs to look exactly like this. And anything that looks different is not successful. That's not okay. And even though it may not have been put in those exact terms, I feel like it was insinuated that it had to be a particular way. So the ego soaks it up. Remember, our ego, it wants to help us. It's just that it's limited, which is why, fortunately, we have our higher selves. And so, in the ego's very limited point of view, with the information that it received from your parents, from society, from the neighborhood that you grew up in, from your school that you were taught in the higher learning that you received, and all of this, molding you and shaping you and telling your ego the way it needs to look. So, you are going about your life and you're seeing things that don't fall in alignment with the ego, it's automatically being deemed incorrect or wrong. So feeling like it's not in alignment with yourself. Oh, no, 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 that's not what I was told. That, that seems unsafe. It starts to feel unsafe, and it starts to feel scary when you start to be presented with these opportunities that don't look like how the ego believes it should look like, because that's how it's been taught. So, I mean, you can't really fault it. It doesn't know any other way, but your higher self does. So let's pull a card on that. Yeah, definitely. Nine of Wands, that's that ball and chain that I was literally just talking about. So, what your higher self was kind of trying to show you is start unpacking it in the areas that your life is feeling blocked. In an ideal world, or an ideal world according to the ego, what should your life be looking like right now? What should it look like according to the ego? Should you have a certain amount of money in your bank account? Should you physically be looking different? Should you be living in a particular zip code? Should you have a particular type of partner? What are all these shoulds? And write them all down if you have to, or journal about them. But try to get a clear picture on what your ego wants. And I'm not talking about the ego as in something bad, but remember, it's just what it's been taught. This is just what it soaked up along all the years. So, in all these years, what does your ideal life look like? And so now we have this distress, this feeling blocked, because perhaps the life that you're going towards is not in alignment with the life that the ego thinks you need to be in right now, that it thought it had to be, or that it was taught to be in at the moment. So this is a good time, like I said, for journaling, writing things down. I like to write things down just, I was, I was an English teacher. I like to write and things like that. So putting down the ego's ideal life, what should be going on right now, and what is actually going on at the moment. Sorry for the pops in the background. But yeah, what is actually happening in your life at the moment? And let's take a look. Like let's say you live in an apartment, but the ego is saying you need to live in a house. I'm just using this as an example. Why does that cause you distress? Where is this? Oh, but I should be in a house. Who said? Was it mom and dad? Was it your school system? It doesn't matter how old you are. Like who said this? Who programmed this in? Even when we look around in society and when we look at our TV shows, Lives of the Rich and Famous, do they even play that show anymore? But is what's going on around you pushing you into the belief that you need to be in a house, and to be in anything other than a house, you should be unsatisfied with yourself, that you must somehow be distressed in your life, that you're not working to your full potential unless you have a house. And the house needs to be like a house on a foundation, needs to be in a really nice neighborhood. And so I would say this is a really good time for that type of shadow work, is just trying to look at the programming. Where is it coming from, and how is it aiding in your distress at the moment? Like I said, the ego needs reprogramming. It just doesn't know. It needs new information for it to go off of, so it can continue to help you in your human mission. But it needs the guidance from the higher self to work. So, like I said, take this time, especially today. I was talking about the Mayan date, 6 Ben, all about the home. So let's come to your home, come back into the self, and what do you want genuinely, not the things that you think you want based on what other people have told you, but genuinely in your heart, the things that you maybe have put off as silly, or it would never work, or that's not feasible, artists don't get paid, that kind of stuff. I want you to put down the things you actually really want. And like I said, start figuring out where the true wants are coming from, and maybe the programmed wants are coming from. And that should help you get in better alignment. Okay. All right, so long hair, skinny eye toe, and thank you, by the way, Janine, for allowing me to read for you. So long hair, skinny eye toe wanted a message from her higher self. Um, and let me just go back and look at your messages. So there's a little conversation going on there. Okay, so long hair, skinny eye toe, let's tap into your higher self. Let's do this. Okay. So just tapping into you and your higher self at the moment. Okay, so before I pull a card for you, long hair, the first thing I saw was like somebody, like if you were carrying rocks, like big old boulders, and you're carrying them on your back. You're like, oh, you're like struggling, and you put the boulder down. But you're really pleased with the work that you're doing. Like the reason that you're carrying all these boulders is because you're actually making a beautiful like circle with them. You're making a design with all these big boulders. And actually, if you climbed a tree, you'd be able to see the beautiful design that you're making. But on the ground, there's people that are walking by, and they're looking at you putting these boulders and moving these boulders, and they think it's silly. They're like, "What are you doing?" Like that, like, why would you move rocks? Like, and you're like, "Well, I'm making a beautiful design," and they can't see it. So instead, they make fun of you because they can't see it. They're like, "Well, that's silly." Like this guy wants to sit around all day like moving rocks. Like we can find better things to do with our time. But for you, this is something that fills you up. At least kind of the I guess metaphor that your higher self is trying to show, that you're enjoying what you're doing. You see the picture in your mind, and you're trying to create it in your 3D reality. Other people may not see that picture, so instead may try to derail you or tell you it's silly, or why on earth would you move rocks? Or maybe you can have somebody else do it. Why would you do the labor? And again, before I pull the card, this is kind of a message from your higher self to keep doing what you know feels good and that you know is right, because not everybody is going to see things from your perspective. They don't see what you're working towards. And so, from their very limited view, just like an ego, they're going to tell you that what you're doing is silly, or it doesn't make sense, or we don't see the benefit. Of course, they don't see the benefit because they're not you. They're not inside of you. They don't have your perspective. I mean, they could have your perspective because remember, we all are one. We can connect to each other anytime. We can go into the self, and we can connect to the source, or all that is, or God, or Allah, or whatever you want to call it. We can look at that, but not everybody's going to do that. So we can't let other people's limited view of us dictate what we should do with our lives. Just because they can't see what you're capable of, or they don't know you fully for who you are, they don't even know your higher self, Why would you tell why would you even listen to these people and do what you think they want you to do? They don't know your mission. They don't know your life's path. They can't see things from your point of view. Your higher point of view is what I'm talking about. And like I said, they could, but many will choose not to. Okay, so let's pull a card then. Ooh, we got the moon. And I think that rolls right on into it because with the moon, like we think of the dark side of the moon, like what's going on out there on the dark side of the moon. There's so much that we can't see, but only things that maybe we can have faith in. And only when we tap into our highest self, when we tap into source, can we understand what's going on that dark side of the moon. And we are very much like the moon. There are aspects of us that the outer world cannot see. They only see what we post on social media. They only see the words that we type. They only see the pictures that we post. They only hear the words that come out of our mouth or how we dress, and they make judgments on us. I mean, it's a very human thing to do. And they are entitled to their judgments. They are entitled to their opinions. You know, they have the freedom of free speech. They can say what they want, but it doesn't mean that you have to take their advice. It doesn't mean you need to do what they're telling you to do. Because again, unless um, you guys are communicating on the astral and doing this co-creation together, I would say definitely continue to follow your higher self. Follow what you know in your heart to be true. Like, I just want to do this. I don't know why I want to do it. I just know that it feels right. And that's all that you need. That's all the faith that you need is that you know in your heart it feels like I have to be doing this. So when everybody else says, oh, that's like a waste of time, that's crazy, from their perspective, it is a waste of time and it is crazy. And they're entitled to that, but that's just their perspective. So the higher self is saying, listen to you in here. Don't let others tell you what to do with your life because it's your life. In the end, you're the one that lives and dies in this life, not them. You know, you're the one that gets to be in this entire human experience. You get to, you know, do all these opportunities, meet all these different people. And although it's beautiful that we all get to have all these unique and varied experiences, we shouldn't let others tell us how to have our experience. All right? You got this. You got this. All right. Okay, so let's go back here. Um, Superstars, wow, that's so deep. Janine's like, thanks. You are very, very welcome. Angela said, wow, this resonates so hard with my shadow work I did last night. And then Outcast Oracle for long hair, skinny eye toad got the goddess Iris. Angela said, the sun sees your smile, but the moon sees your tears, and she sees your inner beauty. She sees your fears. She reveals the snakes in the grass with silver light. Don't fear the moon. She watches over you every night. That is beautiful. Long hair, skinny eye toad said, thank you. You are very, very welcome. And I think there was one more person. Yes, the Outcast Oracle. Caitlin wanted a message from her higher self. You got it. Okay. Okay, so all right, Caitlin, just tapping in. Okay, so Caitlin, before I pull a card for you, the first thing that I'm seeing as I'm tapping into your energy is I see a toddler. And this toddler wants to go do something, but the parent doesn't want them to go do that. The parent has other ideas for the child. And so there's a tantrum that ensues. The child throws itself on the ground. The child is screaming, crying. The toddler says, no, I don't want to, like, let's say, come to the dinner table to come eat your vegetables. The child wants to go back and go play with its Legos. That's what the child wants to do. But the parent wanting to have things go in a better flow with their schedule and what they want to do, are going to now condition that child to fall in line with their wants and their needs because the parent has some time, and they're saying, I need to have my kid done with dinner by this time because then I have to go to this place and I have to go to this place. So basically, they're scheduling in their child, and their child needs to adhere to that schedule. Otherwise, what they have set in their mind is going to be thrown all out of whack. And they don't want that. They want things to go smoothly. So go back to the child. Child doesn't understand. Child wants to go play with Legos. It's not hungry right now. It doesn't want to go eat its vegetables. And so it fights back. But the parent is going to now discipline this child and is now ingraining and instilling in this child that if you fight me, it will be fruitless because in the end, I'm going to get what I want and you will not get what you want. Because what you want is less important than what I want. And so this seems like some um, conditioning or shadow that the higher self is saying is in need of some healing at the moment. And again, this was just a metaphor or symbolic of the way we are conditioned and trained in society. I'm not saying your family acted in this manner, but it's just the way people are conditioned. People have ideas at a young age. They want to go do this, they want to go do that. But the system in which they're in tells them, no, we have a plan for you, and what you want to do is not a part of that plan. What I have for you is a part of that plan. And so what you want is irrelevant, and what I want is all there is, and that's all that is worthy, and that's all that you need to listen to. And so then when you are free, let's say of that system now, you are an adult, you make your own decisions, and there's nobody now telling you what to do, it can be very nerve-wracking because what you've wanted to do has been suppressed for so long. It's hard to hear that higher self when it's saying, Caitlin, let's go do this. Let's go do this. This would be a lot of fun because you've been told that what you want and your needs are not as worthy as the needs of the world at large, the world around you. That what everybody else wants is more important than what you want. And if we're all equal and we all come from the same stuff, then we know that that's not true. That's way out of balance. So let's go ahead and pull that card then. Ooh, we got the Prince of Pentacles. All right. So, and I think that that definitely aligns with what your higher self was saying. The Prince of Pentacles being kind of what's going on in the physical world right now. That, as you branch out and you're starting to look at yourself like, who am I? Who am I as Caitlin? Like, what are my wants? What are my needs? How do I see myself living in this world? What do I have to give in this world? What should I be worthy of receiving? And what is my worth? And understanding that, sometimes that can be clouded by being conditioned for so long that your worth is based upon what other people say that worth is. What you need to do with your life is based on what other people say you need to be doing with your life right now. And how you need to be looking at the world and how you view yourself in the world is actually through other people's eyes. And so your higher self is saying this is a wonderful time now, again, with this journey back into the heart, which a lot of us are doing, which even Gaia herself is doing, is that we come back into the self and, like, what do I really want? Who do I really want to be? Maybe you're a introverted person, but you want to be an outgoing person. Maybe you were an outgoing person until you were conditioned to be an introverted person as a way of protecting yourself. So I'm just giving that as an example. That may not be true, but things like that. And just like what we had with other people here doing their journaling, this would be a great time to do some journaling and decide, who do I want to be? What would make me really happy? What are some things I want to accomplish in my life, no matter how far-fetched they may seem, and write them all down and start going through piece by piece and seeing what conditioning or programming is preventing you from acting in a way that you think you would like to be, or doing the things that you want to do. All right. So this is definitely another healing message. I dig it. Um, let's see. Let's go back here. Um, mhm. Angela said, "We love you, Susie. She's the best. She makes the whole world bright. We're so glad to know you. Sending so many hugs and blessings to you tonight. Amen." Outcast Oracle said, "Yes, I had a lot of problems when I was little." Angela sending hugs to Outcast Oracle. Angela said, "Blush." um, Silver Star sending big hugs to all. Lots of thanks going around. Outcast Oracle said, "It wasn't my parent, it was a foster parent. She was very abusive, spraying a water gun in my face at the grocery store. That's awful. It's like disciplining somebody like an animal. That's awful." Angela says, "Schedule is for the day. It shouldn't be for you. We turn time into a punishment game. In reality, we don't run out. Just relax and take it slow. Take it at your own pace. You don't have to worry. You'll eventually end up in the right place." Love it. Everybody's sending lots of hugs to Outcast Oracle. Angela said, "Hugs, your needs matter, Outcast Oracle. What you want is okay." Lots of healing. She says, "I know I've been so lost after mom died. She and Gran were the only people that understood me. I've been branded the outcast since day one." Well, remember, our words are spells. So respell your life. How would you like to start looking at yourself differently? Who do you want to be? Not the outcast label that they wanted to make you feel like or they wanted to make you be like, because you know that that's not actually you. That's through somebody else's eyes. And it looks like from the abusive foster parent, it looks like they wanted to mold you into something else because maybe your light scared them. Maybe they couldn't see the light in themselves, so they wanted to punish a child because they felt their inner child needed to get punished. It's unfortunate, that people would act in that manner, but now it's time to reclaim your power. So respell your life. Angela said, "Hugs, I know how you feel. It was the same way. My great grandmother was the only one in the family who understood me. I've always been the weird one on the outskirts. Magic and my gods and goddesses saved my life." That's beautiful. All right. While we're in this heart space, let's do some healing, you guys. Let me grab my little bag here. All right. So I'm going to do a little guided meditation. And I want us to reconnect to the pieces of ourselves that we think are lost. Silver Star says, "I pulled over and I'm pulling a card. Wash away your burdens. You took on others' projections. Let that be released. To let them tears as those birds fly overhead. Flow as you do it will lessen and lighten your load. Tears are cleansing." Yes, they are. So, like I said, for this healing meditation, I want that wall to come down. When we have fur babies cross over to the other side, when we have loved ones cross over to the other side, and fragments of ourself that are all over the place, pieces of ourselves that we have left in different timelines and anytime we've given our power away. And I want us to bring that back. I want us to reclaim that. I want us to feel that there is no barrier when it comes to those that are no longer in a human form or an animal form, that they've shed their physical form. I want us to feel the oneness of everything. So with this meditation, it's just a quick one. All I ask is 5 minutes of your time. Um, for us to feel whole again. So we're calling back our energy from all times, from all timelines, from past, present, future. I want us to call in our loved ones, our fur babies, because they are right here. It's just sometimes really hard to feel them and see them. All right, so you guys get into a nice comfortable space. I'm gonna get some water while you guys get cozy. Lay down on the bed. You can lay down on the floor, lay in the grass, sit under a tree, sit outside, sit in a chair, whatever's comfortable for you. I want you guys to get into a comfortable space. Okay. And in that comfortable space, let's go ahead and bring our awareness to our breath. If your legs are crossed, please uncross them. If your arms are crossed, please uncross them. You can have your hands in your lap, but I just feel that sometimes when the body is all uncrossed, we are more open to receiving energy. And we're just focusing on the rise and fall of our chest. Just focusing on that air as it travels in to our body. It does a little travel throughout our body, and then we exhale. Just a brief little visit with the breath in and out. And as you focus on the breath, with every breath that you breathe in and every breath that you release, you feel more and more relaxed, starting at the top of the head, feeling that relaxation move down your jaw, down your neck, down the shoulders and the arms, the fingertips, down the torso and the hips, down the thighs and the knees, all the way down to your tippy toes. And as we are in this fluid, relaxed state, feeling like a piece of jello, we now breathe that energy into our body, but now we are sending it down our legs and down our toes back into Mama Gaia. And as we breathe in her groundedness, her energy. We're reminded of our human form, our humanness, and we let her energy fill our body with every breath. And again, with every exhale, we only ground ourselves deeper into Gaia. And while that grounding sensation is going on, we now focus our attention on source energy, that essence, that frequency in which we all come from, in all dimensions, in all forms, in all universes. This spark, this divine spark. And with that gentle breath that you have going, breathe that source energy in and let it fill your body, feel it move about wherever it needs to. And as you exhale, you move that source energy down into Mama Gaia. Let her feel source energy, for she too is part of source. Now you look like a beautiful glowing conduit, perhaps green or brown energy rising up from your feet into your body, out the top of your head, up into source. And that beautiful bright white energy glowing all the way down through the top of your head, through your body, down the tips of your toes, down into Gaia. What a beautiful conduit. And while you're in this space, you start to feel the 3D world fade away. And we are more aware of the many dimensions, worlds, timelines that all interact in this very space. And although with our 3D eyes, it is hard to sometimes see these other worlds, these other dimensions, these other planes, in this space, we can see everything. In this space, you see your loved ones, past, present, future, your loved ones of all timelines, your loved ones that were also you at some point. You see your fur babies, our plant allies, animals of the world, entities that we've been that we can't quite figure out what they are, but they're beautiful nonetheless. And we see them surrounding us now. And we realize that the veil is only what we make of it, that there is no veil. that everything is here right now, happening all at once. Your past, your present, your future, all the forms and incarnations you've ever been and ever will be, your current incarnation, all the past, present, and form incarnations that your relatives, your family, your soul family, your animals, the plants, the earth, all they've ever been are right here with you in this space. And you feel connected to each and every one of these, the beings that you can't quite categorize, the lights that you see, the kitties that you meet, the dogs, the people, the babies, angels, you name it. You are a part of them, and they are a part of you. And in this space, you can always come back to whenever you feel lonely, whenever you feel like you want to reconnect to all that you've ever been, all that ever was, you come back to this space. And in this space, we call back all of our power, every piece of ourselves, every fragment of ourselves. Whoever we've been, whatever we've been, we call it back. We call it back into the heart space to be transmuted into something that will benefit you in this present moment. Everyone is here. All faces that you've ever been are here. Breathe them in. For all the lessons that they taught you, for all the teachers you've had, for all the students that you've had. Thank them all. And when you feel ready, bring your awareness back to your breath. Thank all that you've seen. Allow them to fade back to their dimensions, back into their timelines. But remember that they're always here, but sometimes it's hard to see. Start wiggling your fingers and your toes. All right, you guys. Woo! I hope you guys enjoyed that healing. Oh, gosh, I needed that one too. Thank you, higher self. Oh, my goodness. Everybody sending good hugs. Thank you, Angela, for all of your poems, all the cards that you guys pulled for each other. Kayla's emojis, Susie's emojis. Outcast Oracle is calling back my life as Mirai, a Japanese origami saleswoman. Calling back my life as Catherine de Medici, Queen of France. Pull a card from the Blessed Bee deck, a blessing on growing older. Quoting Evanescence, whether you like it or not, you're gonna take what I got. But don't you speak for me. I'm quoting Speechless from the live action Aladdin, but I won't cry and won't start crumble whenever they try to shut me or cut me down. Kayla saying that's beautiful. Everybody saying thank you. Superstar said that was absolutely beautiful as always. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I appreciate, like I said, your guys' company, your conversation, your messages. Anybody who watches the replay, definitely read the comments. There's a lot of beautiful messages in there. But thank you guys, one and all. Remember that the channeling is coming out tomorrow. Take a gander at that. The walkabout on Tuesday, and part 2 of that 5D panel coming out on Wednesday. And again, thank you to the ladies that joined me in that 5D panel. Looking to possibly do that again, maybe even next month. And if other people want to join us in that panel, that would be fan-freaking-tastic too. But thank you guys, subscribers, all the people that came into the chat, my Patreons, and my YouTube members. Thank you guys. I will catch you later. Have a beautiful Sunday. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out. Bye, guys.